Afternoon, everyone. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Maayong gabi, maayong buntag, maayong udto ug sa tibuok nato nga mga kaigsunan nga nagalantaw nato online. Lahi-lahi man ang inyuhang gigikanan karon ug ahaman mo sa nga suok gipahimutang sa atong buhi nga Dios. Karon kita mo saksi niining talagsaon ug usa ka sagrado nga tulumanon nga atong gihimo sa Iglesia Adventista del Séptimo Día. To my fellow workers, good afternoon to all our field workers who are here with us today, to our Central Mindanao Mission Office workers, directors, and staff. We are so happy and delighted for this wonderful and sacred event that we will be witnessing today. To our brethren also who are with us today, may we feel God's presence, and please feel free and relax as we will be worshiping God through this program, the ordination program of these three pastors of ours. And this afternoon, I would like to welcome all our guests who are with us, especially from the Southwestern Philippine Union Conference. We have here Ma'am Marife Patalinghog, our Children and Family Life Ministries Director. Pwede ka mo tindog, ma'am? MSA. Thank you very much, ma'am. Then we also have Pastor Elvin Salarda, our Ministerial Secretary from the Union. Pastor Salarda, please. Also here with us is Pastor Pamunag, our NDRIEL, the Vice President for Evangelism from the Southwestern Philippine Union Conference. Thank you very much. Napatay kuan, Ma'am Ching. Wala na? Yeah, I have here a list, pero sige lang. We also, Garland, akong gipangita. We also have Pastor Junifer Coligado, our Youth Director. Pastor Coligado, please. Thank you very much. With the wife, na imong asawa. Yeah, si Ma'am Coligado is with us. And also si Ma'am Pamunag na ba? Yeah, the wife is here also. Then, Ma'am Salarda is here with us also. Ato na lang ning laraso, no? Pastor and Mrs. Salarda, Pastor and Mrs. Pamunag, Pastor and Mrs. Coligado. We also have Pastor Dante Obos, our Executive Secretary. Pastor Dante here in front. Separate ang wife kay director man iyang asawa. Relax lang mo. And also we have here Ma'am Nempa Obos, our Women's Ministries Director. Ma'am Obos, thank you, ma'am, for coming, for gracing this occasion. We also have Pastor and Mrs. Abunjunito Kaime, our Sabbath School Director. Then we also have Pastor and Mrs. Teddy Baang, our Health Director. Pastor Baang, thank you very much. We also have Pastor and Mrs. Shirley Bacos. Ma'am Bacos is still our Women's Ministries Director, Family Director, and then Pastor Bacos is the driver of Ma'am Bacos. Pastor, thank you. Thank you for coming. Komedyante man gud ni siya, amura po ni siyang komedyahan. Yeah, the former president of North Central Mindanao Conference, amo nga di gyud mi kalimot ani kay kuan gyud mawat sinanggo gyud mi basta na sa lipay bitaw pastor lipay kay may nga ni aka. Then also nakaabot gyud si Pastor and Mrs. Abista, our publishing director. Pastor Abista, please. Gimingaw na minimo, Pastor. Salamat kayo. Then also we have from Southeastern Philippine Union Mission, ako nakita man gud diri karon, Pastor and Mrs. De La Cruz, our Ministerial Secretary from the other union. Pastor, please, and Ma'am, thank you very much. Welcome to Central Mindanao Mission. Then, of course, i-introduce man niyo niya ang atong magsusulti, our very own President, Pastor Jerry Patalinghog, the President of Southwestern Philippine Union Conference. And as Pastor, please come up, Pastor. To our guests, To our participants sa mga bisita sa ato ang mga ordinance, you have your parents, the immediate families, ang inyuhang mga sponsors, welcome kay mo diri. To the brethren nga niya karon musaksi gyud mo nga ang ato ang mga pastor nga atong gihandom maordinahan karon mao na gyud ni ang culmination sa gasa sa Ginoo nga diin kamo masiparar nga mamahimo nga pinasahi. And to the executive committee of both the Central Mindanao Mission and the Southwestern Philippine Union Conference who decided niini nga occasion, we would like to welcome everybody as we start this ordination program. Thank you very much.
May I request everybody to please kneel. Langit nun nga amahan, nga na ikaw sa mga langit. Amo gayud gibati. Ang iyong presensya karon niya dinhi sa motaliwala. Tuguti. Nga amo gayud mabati ang pagkasulim ni o pagkabalaan. Og din kami o Dios nakapasubo kanimo. Hawasi kami, pasayloa kami. Sa dagta namo sa pagpakasala. Aron nga ang imong tambuanan sa langit, imong ablihan, alang sa gahom sa balang espiritu, nga maugayod ang magaabli, magabisibis, alang sa pagdihog ni ining tulo nimo ka mga pinalangga nimong magbubuhat. Lauman nam o Dios, yang imong ngalan, mahimaya, nining takna, sa ngalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Check. Their lives, not sure where they were going, but they did not have to know, 'cause they knew who have called them, and they said, we will go down any road, at any cost. Wherever you lead, we will follow, because we know that you've called us to take up our cross, down any road, at any cost. It may be fear that we're feeling, but you see what we must sacrifice. You promise you'll go with us, so we'll trust with our lives, down any road, at any cost. Wherever you lead, we will follow, because we know that you've called us to take up our cross, down any road, at any cost. It's your love that compels us to do what you've called us to do, and be completely abandoned to you. Down any road, at any cost. Wherever you lead, we will follow, because we know that you've called us to take up our cross, down any road, because we know you've called us to take up our cross, down any road, at any cost, down any road, any road, any cost.
This afternoon, the Ministerial Department of Central Mindanao Mission will present the three ordinances, two coming from Central Mindanao Mission and one from Southwestern Philippine Union Conference. First, we have Pastor June Mark Mar, who is working in Mailag District, and we will view his life, his experience, his family this afternoon.
Pastor Jean-Marc A. Mar, a devoted individual whose journey reflects a profound commitment to faith and service. Born on August 19, 1980, in Hingoog City, Misamis Oriental, Jean-Marc is the son of Emmanuel B. Mar and Esther A. Aguilar. Pastor Jean-Marc pursued higher education with diligence, earning a Bachelor of Science in Accountancy from Mountain View College in 2001. He furthered his academic achievements with a Master's in Business Administration from Medina College in 2006. His spiritual calling led him to South Philippine Adventist College, where he graduated with a degree in theology in year 2020. Pastor Jean-Marc is blessed with a wonderful wife, Irene T. Sunugan. The couple united in marriage in March 17, 2009, and together they have built a life rooted in love and shared devotion. Their union is blessed with 4 beautiful children. Ira Jane, born on September 7, 2002. Chad Emmanuel, born on August 3, 2009. Mishka Jassy Nudge, born on July 27, 2010, and Maxine Angela, born on October 4, 2019. Jean-Marc started his work on January 2004 as a bookkeeper at Mindanao Sanitarium and Hospital, Iligan. 2005 to 2007, he served as the Chief Finance Officer at Hingoog Sanitarium Hospital. 2008 until 2018, he worked at Adventist Medical Center as the Industrial Business Manager, Head of the IT Department, Credit and Collection Officer, and Assistant Patient Business Director. He also expanded his expertise to media as the station manager for Hope Radio Iligan in the year 2014 to 2018. 2019 to 2021, he worked as the auditor for the Central Mindanao Mission, and 2022 till the present, he is fulfilling his calling in pastoral ministry as the district pastor of Mailag District.
Next, we have Pastor Cirilo Indencio Godilano. May I request together with his wife to stand. Then we will view his life, his experience, and his work for 19 years as a regular in Seventh-day Adventist mission worker.
A dedicated servant of the Lord, Cirilo Indencio Godilano. Born on November 2, 1971 in Tacas, Haro, Iloilo City, Cirilo is the son of Sixto P. Godilano and Catalina Indencio. Cirilo pursued higher education with a Bachelor of Science in Accountancy from Mountain View College, graduating in 1996. His commitment to furthering his knowledge and service led him to earn a Master's in Business Administration from the Adventist International Institute of Advanced Studies in year 2009. On October 30, 2012, Cirilo married Cheryl G. Caliva, born on January 2, 1989. Together, they have been blessed with 4 wonderful children. Chantal Kaylin, born on November 26, 2013. Charmel Janine, born on August 17, 2015. And the twins, Clint Harry and Clint Harris, born on November 6, 2018. The employment of Cirilo began on January 1999. He became the junior accountant from the same year until 2016 at South Philippine Union Conference. 2017 to 2018, he was the WMC Treasurer. 2019 to 2021, he became the SPUC Associate Treasurer, and 2022 till the present, he is the Central Mindanao Mission Treasurer.
Southwestern Philippine Union Conference, Pastor Junil Andres Peren, we will view his life, his experience together with his family. Let's request him to stand.
Junal Andres Peren, a devoted servant of God, born on August 30, 1983 in Balete, Aklan. Junal is the son of Gideon Peren and Nelia Andres. Junal pursued his education with dedication, earning a Bachelor of Elementary Education from Mountain View College in 2016 and a Bachelor of Science in Theology from South Philippine Adventist College in 2019. On December 27, 2022, Junal married Hannah N. Pilandas, who was born on June 1, 1999. They have been blessed with a son named Dio Haniel P. Peren, born on September 22, 2023. Junal's journey in the ministry began in 2019 as a Bible worker with the Davao Mission. From 2020 to 2022, he served as the district leader for the Salug district under the Northeastern Mindanao Mission. In 2023, he continued his leadership in the Las Nieves, Tungao district. And since the start of the year 2024, he has been serving as the Associate Director for the 1000 Missionary Movement in the Southwestern Philippine Union Conference.
I found grace to save my soul. At the cross, grace made me whole. When my Savior took control and washed my sins away. Now the fellowship is sweet as I worship at His feet. Only by His grace I have found this holy place.
I am honored to be assigned to introduce our speaker. Our speaker is a friend of mine and roommate in Rome 216 Old Board Dormitory, MVC. We were in Cebu visiting our literature evangelist sweetheart before. Di kina ko na malimtan, kinag-uban yun mi. Gikan mi gabi idri, naabot mi buntag dito. Gibisitahan na mo ang among literature evangelist. Ang atong speaker karong hapuna, graduated in Mountain View College in 1988 sa kurso nga EB Theology. Nahuman usab niya ang iyang Masters in Ministry sa Adventist International Advanced Studies. Doon na siya 18 ka mga katuigan sa Western Mindanao Conference. Nakaagi siya ang Associate Church Pastor, District Pastor, Church Pastor, Youth and Ministerial Director. Doon na po'y 7 years sa South Philippine Union Conference, Youth Director, Urban Evangelism. So, kwintaha o pila na katuig ni. Davao Mission President, doon na po'y 7 katuig ngayon nga Presidente. South Philippine Union Conference Ministerial Secretary for 1 year. Central Mindanao Mission President, 3 years. Muna nga, gimingaw kay mining akong roommate kay 3 years ba siya diri nga among presidente. Dayon, kini atong magsusulti, a man of I will go. Kay na-assign siya sa Sri Lanka, wagin siya ni Baliban. Iyaming gibiyaan diri sa Central Mindanao for 2 years. Married to former Marifi Paglinawan Modelas, doon na sila tulo ka mga anak, dili na ko i-mention. Kay malangan ta. Basta kay na siya ay 2 ka apo. Sakto ba, ma'am? Okay. So, kumpari o kumari man ako nipod sila. Our speaker this afternoon, brothers and sisters, praise God for sending a man to give us his message. Please welcome our speaker, Pastor Jerry Kuligado Patalinghog. Atong ihatag ang panahon ngadto kaniya.
Well, thank you for that very informative introduction, Pastor Sabio. I heard the comment of my wife, wag ko kay baluan na da. But anyway, those were the days. When the love of a very young person kept on boiling to the maximum. With Pastor Sabio, actually, we together went to Cebu. And the saddest thing that happened, Pastor Sabio, ang gipang bisitahan, wa yun nang gadayon. Yun. But good for me because that lady actually, she got married to a very promising guy. But Pastor Sabio, when we met that lady, kept on asking, where is Pastor Sabio now? Very disgusted until now, she is single. Remain single. Very sad. I said, why are you not getting married? Oh, I have only one heart, and that heart belongs to that man. I tell you. Dili man maayo mo balos. What happened to this one? I cannot. Where's the presentation? Cannot be seen? What is the purpose? Ah, yeah, here good. Okay. Now, for a while. Good. Actually, traveling so fast to catch up the time because I had my estimation I will be here at 3:15 because I used to pass that way coming here. But it so happened that this afternoon there were lots of one lane, queuing of the vehicle. I tell you, I said, what happened to this one? And so I said, Pastor Pamona called me, shall we start the processional? I said, no, just wait because, we will be there just on time. But because of the queuing, that's why we're not able to catch up the time. I said, well, it's good that you have started the processional. What happened to this one? Where's my... okay. So, this afternoon, I'd like to deal with you about the call of our three pastors. It's not the call of CMM, neither the call of SWPUC, that you are here, you will be ordained. But I do believe 100% or 120% that you were called and you are called by the Master. And once the Master is calling us, that's why my motto, even when I was in high school and then college and then as a worker, never say no. That's actually the motto that I had since high school. Never say no. Even if I was given a very short time, there was a time when Pastor Garilba called me and said, Pastor Ajer, can you be the speaker this afternoon? I said, what for? Sundown worship. I said, why you are not talking to me yesterday? We talk, we meet, and then you did not inform me. How come that just now? I know that you will not say no. But it's hard also. Not all the times that we have the things in mind, we need to prepare. But the Master's call, we have to always say yes. I just want to borrow the words of Hector Gallares, when he said, there is no such thing in our church as I will stay. Always, I will go. She was discouraged by his teammates, and even the parents. Why go there? You have a good work in SSD. Just stay. But because there was a call, he said, Papa, there is no such word in our church as I will stay. Always I will go. The Master's call, I will go. I just want to deal with you a very simple text in the book of Timothy, 2 Timothy 4, verse 2. This is actually the call for our ordained ministers, even unordained ministers, and even our GOs and the global mission pioneers. Look at this. I put in there the contemporary English version. It's nice to play with versions so you can see lots of things and read lots of thoughts, different versions. In contemporary English version, it says here, I command you to preach. Now, if you have to think that it's Jesus commanding you because he was the one calling you, then I would rather say, I command you, ordained pastors, to preach God's message. Why? It was very clear and very bold, God's message. Why? Sometimes we used to pulpit just to retaliate. Now it's my turn. And now you have to bombard all those things and all those people on the ground because you are there standing. It's not actually the place for retaliation, neither the place of judgment. Pulpit is to be used to preach God's message. There was a time when the Duke of Wellington came to the church, and he visited the church. When he was there, the preacher started preaching actually. When the preacher saw him, he diverted all his sermons instead of focusing on the theos, on God. He was focusing on the Duke or the prince. And he said, our prince is good, he's very kind, very considerate, and he is very helpful. And all the adjectival praises were given to the prince. And so after the service, the prince came close to the speaker and said, you know what, I came to the church because I wanted to listen to hear a sermon about God, not about me. Next time, preach the message, not the people. Sometimes we are tempted to preach something. And sometimes this pulpit lectern will become the court and we will judge people. I command you to preach God's message. And then the continuation of this verse is, do it willingly. Was there a time for us that when we were asked to preach, and then at the introduction said, mga igsunan, sorry yung kayo, napugos lang ko. I hear that so many times. Napugos lang ko, saan magiging ko, karon ramangod, urada mampug ko. Tungod aning napugos lang ko, tapoy-tapoy lang gining ako karon. And then somebody commented at the podium, at the audience said, and so why he won't be stepping down? We don't want to listen a sermon, tapoy-tapoy lang. And so that's why during the training for how to make a sermon or the homiletics, I will always remind the students and even the seminarians, don't tell the audience that you are not prepared. Always tell them, now we are here for the message of God. Bisag wala ko ka naandam kayo. Ayun ni Igson, wag yung kakunandam ani, basta kayo unsalay mabot sa kuhuna-una karon mo na kong iwali. The Bible tells us, do it willingly, even if it isn't the popular thing to do. This is not actually the most popular thing that we have and we can do. But if you know how to play basketball like Pastor Lagunday, where's Pastor Lagunday? People will appreciate, good player. And because she was watching, there was a lady in Zamboanga, she was watching for the game. That was actually the tournament between young people. And I allowed them to invite two non-SDA players to play with them. And you know what? That lady, a member of our church, a choir member, she was attracted to that basketball player, but a non-Adventist, a Muslim. Then I said, why him? We have lots of young people in the church. Why him? Oh, Pastor, because he plays basketball very well. Excellent. I said, having a relationship is not all about skills and talent. Having a relationship is what? It's from within, not from without. And I'm so sad that they had that relationship. After a few months, I think everything was given, and that basketball player left the church. Sometimes when you have the skills, you'll become popular. But when you preach the business of God, you'll not become popular. That is why there was a secretary of the GC before. I will not mention the name. He said, had it not been for this unpopular message, I could have been a popular person in the world. Why? Because every time that there was a university inviting him to become the consecration or the commencement speaker, big universities, and I said, why should I stay in the church? If I can have a good position outside. He was known to be a good speaker, the best speaker so far during his time. As of that time on, he left the church because he wanted to be the president, but he was a secretary, cannot be the president, he said. All not a husband. He left the church. At his deathbed, he was visited by the members, and then, why not coming back to the church? No, I think it's okay for me. If I'll die, I think I have contributed for the Lord. Now is my time to contribute for the world, not for the Lord. And he died without coming back. It's very sad. Leaders in our church, because of the unpopular message, he could have been a popular person if the church is very popular. But you know, in verse 2, it says here, continued in CAB, you must correct people and point out their sins. That's our work, Pastor. Don't just hesitate to utter words, counseling that person, because that person is very prominent. Ay lang na kay kuwara ba nagtabang simbahan. And there was a pastor coming to me and said, Pastor, please help me. What's the problem? In this district, in Western Mindanao. I cannot discipline this person because the members of the church board, most of them were his family members, relatives, uncle, aunties, and all those things. I said, and then you just follow the manual. That's it. No. If I will say we have to make an action, nobody will move because the one who was about to be disciplined was their nephew. I said, okay, I'll go. Then I went to the church. That's part of Lanao. When I went there, I said, I know that most of you here are leaders, officers of the church. How many of you here knew about the manual? And so they look at each other. And then how many of you knows about the policy and the manual standard? If somebody commits mistake, an erring one, he must be disciplined. How many of you knows that? Wag yun ang isa. That's the problem of this church. Nobody knows about the church manual. I read the manual. After reading the manual, we have a problem in this church. An EY leader with the member of the church, they had a relationship. But the problem, the lady got pregnant. No action at all. Because most of the leaders in the church were the uncles and the aunties and the relatives of that boy. Okay, this is the name. You know this person? Everybody was so silent. We have to make an action. You know, sometimes correcting people, we will be intimidated because he is a prominent person. Because he was the one contributing big amount of money because of for this building. But remember, look at this. This is actually your work, pastors. Our work, pastors. We must correct people and point out their sins. That is why it's very clear. But also cheer them up. And when you instruct them, always be patient. Let's remember, when we are called by God, we have our own limitations. We have our human propensities. And sometimes we cannot control our emotions and we get mad and utter words that will be hurting to the hearers. We should be very careful. When you instruct them, always be patient. I like this one. These are reminders for all of us, especially to the candidates for this afternoon. Be patient. The attitude of Jesus must be in you, must be seen in you. In Micah 6 verse 8, this is actually the most important thing that we need to do as pastors. Micah 6 verse 8. Now I'm reading in the Message Bible. The Message Bible. It says here, but He's already made it plain how to live as pastors. What to do as pastors. Remember, once you're a pastor, all the eyes are focused on you. Your words, your attire, your deportments, your movement, and everything. And including the wife. That is why I understood that you had already the counseling when we had our midterm evaluation at CMM. We have all our human propensities, but we need to be careful. Why? Very clear here. How to live, very clear. you know it already. What to do, you know it already. What God is looking for in men and women, pastor and wife. That is why it's very important that the wife, that is why there's a statement that says, in every success of a man, there's a woman. But remember, in every downfall of a man is another woman. Be very careful. But here, men and women, what the people expect from you, your parishioners, people in the church, they're expecting to the best from you. Counseling, expecting the passion from you. But you know, the Bible tells us it's quite simple. Why? God did not require a very, unsurmountable requirements for us to become workers of God. God never, qualifies a person if you have already the highest degree of your educational attainment. But in the US, they're heading to the direction, once you are not a master, then you cannot be hired as a worker. And so now they're trying to equip their people. You have to go on masteral studies so that when you apply, you will be accommodated. If no degree for masteral, never. And I said, maybe sometime later, your qualification will be doctoral. You can never be accepted unless you are a doctor. But you know what? It's not actually what the Bible tells us, the qualification to become servant of God. It says here, it's quite simple. What is that simple all about? Look at this. It says here, do what is fair and just. Very simple. Do what is fair and just to your neighbor. Be compassionate. Very simple. That's why I said God never required us a very unsurmountable requirements in order for us to be qualified as workers in His vineyard. And so it says here, be compassionate and loyal in your love. Now, there are